All right, so we have Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and as well a rising weekly love and relationship tarot reading, guys, for the period February 10th to February 16th. 2020. And in case any of you is interested into getting a personal reading with me, you can check out the description down below, and there you're going to find a link to my website, as well a link to your other video of the week, which is going to be focused on business and career. So that being said, moving into the spread straight away here for a love and relationship for you guys, we do have the Ace of Swords, which is the very topic of the week, followed by the next one here, which stands as the Seven of Swords, for what it seems, which stands as the energies that are supporting the topic. Furthermore, what we do have, it is the challenges that you need to stand against here. That is going to be the Nine of Swords, followed by the next one, which is the Four of Swords here, of the gifts and the blessings that you are to enjoy throughout the week, followed by how other people are gonna look at you, what kind of impression you're gonna leave into the people around, your suitor, you know, your person of interest, your husband or a wife, beloved one, etc., etc. That is to be the Queen of Wands. And the last one, it is the guidance that Tarot is offering. We do have another sword card, and that will be the Knight of Swords. So that will be quite of an intense one. Oh my God. So what we have, it is that something is gonna draw the last straw here. It's gonna be the last straw. And it's like you are, you know, you're just not gonna stand it anymore in the way that the things are. You are gonna want to have an answers for one or another reason. It's simply, you know, things need to take a turn, and that turn this time around will have to suit you better than the previous turn take part, and it's just probably you didn't get what you wanted. But that's not going to be the case this time around, Gemini. Now, Seven of Wands here as the energy points that you are going to grow increasingly self-righteousness, in a sense that you are going to start showing more and more strong backbone, and you're going to step for your rights into upcoming relationship, into interactions that you do have, you know, or into a current relationship as well, demanding to be heard, demanding to be attended properly, demanding to actually being given the attention you require. So in other words, you are going to distaste the current situation, and instead of humbly giving a silent treatment, this time around you're gonna storm that situation. You will not gonna want to have any of it anymore. And that will lead to the topic itself, which is the Ace of Swords. And in terms of love and relationship, the Ace of Swords represents those honest conversations in terms of how things are standing right now. It is you can say it that it will be the painful truth will be spilled of how you are standing currently, what you want, and it's pretty much you are describing the accurate diagnosis for yourself of the situation, how it stands, what you want, for example, and as well what you need to happen in order that things to proceed forward in between you and your suitor, person of interest, or a husband or a wife. Now, important thing with the Ace of Swords, and with the correlation to the Seven of Swords here, is that how can I say it, is the strength of spirit, and also the mental strength that you're going to show, which is going to be fed up by the third card that we do have, and this will be the challenges that you need to stand against here. That will be the Nine of Swords. But before we go to the Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords as a topic as well, it's about cutting it to the chase. All right, it's not like bullshitting around anymore with empty promises and with fallacious dreams as well, how everything is gonna be okay. It's more like either you are agreed with my terms, or you are not with me whatsoever. It just stands like this. And once again, that is to be provoked, because up until this moment, probably you have faced, you know, situations that have not been ideal for you, and it simply was not what you have imagined, simply was not what you have signed for, and that cannot be any longer. So once again, while this can be a bit painful for you and for your person of interest, or for you and your suitor, or for yourself as well, because if you are completely single, then these cards, it is about recognizing the painful truth to yourself, you know, why you can't have anybody around, or why you don't have a person who is showing interest towards you. And therefore this is going to provoke some brave actions. It's like, you know, the final resort, the final means that you're going to resort to in order to improve your circumstances. And these are the challenges that you need to stand against here with the Nine of Swords. So Nine of Swords, it does depend what kind of a situation you're finding yourself at. If you are completely single, then the Nine of Swords, it's like a understanding the consequences of your actions, okay? That probably you are going to turn people against you in favor of yourself. That is, that this time around you're going to show character, you're going to show that you are not going to allow people to mess around with you, and you're going to show that you are a force to be reckoned with, which once again is going to repulse certain people from your social circle, or even it may repulse a potential suitor or a potential person of interest. But you are once again going to understand here, or identify for yourself, that these things are very needed so you can attract the right one to come around. And if you are in a relationship, the Nine of Swords represents the fear of breaking that relationship once you make the necessary moves in order to fight for your standing, in order to fight for your righteousness, or in other words, when you spill everything out. It is because it's so, right? This reading here does not guarantee that you are going to travel or kind of like leave to the sunset happily ever after. It just shows that from now on everything is to be clear. It is like you have to take it that way, that you're going to lay everything you got, all the cards in your hand, on the table, and the final hand is going to be dealt here, and whoever wins, okay? If you recuperate relationship from it, at least you're gonna now know how you stand, and you're gonna have your demands fulfilled. But if the other side does not want to fulfill your demands, well, then obviously things cannot happen, cannot move from now on. But you have to overcome, that is to be the challenge, you have to overcome that fear of being left alone, especially if that is a relationship that doesn't work for you. For example, you're in an abusive relationship. You have to overcome that fear of what happens after you actually make your stand, because otherwise you're going to be abused for God knows how long. All right. So next one here, it is the gifts and the blessings that you can enjoy, and that is to be the Four of Swords. Now, first of all, Four of Swords points that once you lay down all of your cards, or in other words, you spill the stone out, you are going to be faced with quite of understanding from the other side, okay? They will want to see your points of view, right? And actually the conversations that you're going to have, although these cards here, the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords, prerequisites kind of like an aggression. The Four of Swords, which is the gift, diminishes the aggression almost to zero. So you can expect those calm and deeply meaningful conversations to happen in between you and your suitor, in between you and your person of interest, or your beloved one, and etc, etc. And the other gift and blessing that you can expect here that happens throughout the week, it is that old points of conflicts that you had or you have in with these people, they will not going to be a subject of discussion here. The subject of discussion is going to be the future. Past mistakes, they are going to be left in the past. So you can expect that problems that are appearing or making cracks, or kind of like digging wounds into the relationship, is going to be excluded from those conversations. So you don't have to try to think of how you're gonna slip from a thing that you have done back in the days. And the other card here, it is how people are going to take on you, and that is a very, very important card here, Gemini. This is to be the Queen of Wands, and that is how your suitor is going to see you. This is how your you know, your person of interest as well, or your beloved one, and etc., etc., once you lay down your cards. And they're going to see you as a, well, first of all, they're going to see you as someone who has who is simply far ahead than them. I don't know how to say it. It's not like you have nothing to lose here, but it is more like that if you lose it, you can definitely replace it with something better. So what impression you are going to leave into these people, it is that actually they are the one who have something to lose. It isn't you. And also they are going to see you as a in a very different shade and in a very different light, because everybody it's striving toward the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands is this attraction. It's the center of the excuse me, it's the center of the universe. It is the pinnacle that everybody wants to be around, and this is how people are going to see you. But they are also going to see you as a very fearsome enemy as well, and someone that does not it's just, you know, you don't have to mess up with, okay? From one standpoint as well, people may see you a bit jealous, but that are your competitors. These are to be your enemies as well, but they are going to be afraid to approach you or to taunt you or to simply put an opposition to you, at least for throughout this week, because once again, the Queen of Wands, it is a force to be reckoned with. But if I have to summarize how people are going to take on you and how people are going to see you, that card says only one word: desired. All right, this is how people are going to see you, desired here. And that is quite understandable, because they are going to understand what they are to lose if they don't kind of pick themselves together. And the last one, it is the guidance that Tarot is offering now in terms of love and relationship. Now this is going to be the Knight of Swords, and Knight of Swords tells us only one thing here. It is that whatever decision you are to make at the end, okay, either you make it or break it. It doesn't really matter for you, that is, because even if you break it, with the Queen of Wands, it does look like, and with the Four of Swords, it does look like that you are going to replace it with something better. But whatever decision you are to make at the end here, once you lay down your cards, once everything is said in between you two, you know how you stand, you know how the person in front of you stands as well, what are your expectations, and etc., etc. That decision needs to be simultaneously logical, meaning that, you know, you don't have to go against your thoughts, but also that logic needs to be consulted with your emotions. So you don't have to, you should not do what you don't want to do. And there will be a remarkable synergy here in between your emotions and in between your thoughts, but that synergy once again can only be achieved if you speak out loud for everything that bothers you, for everything that you do like, and how you stand, what you want, and how you see yourself in the future, in this relationship or without it. So that being said, Gemini, this was your weekly love and relationship tarot reading, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you liked it. And once again, if you are interested into a personal reading with me, you can check out the description down below, and there you're going to find a link to my website, as well as a link to your other video of the week, which is business and career oriented. And hopefully we're going to see each other around. Until then, bye.